Hey, come on. We can have it for charity. No. That's going to be fun for girls involved. I'm going to be in the corners crying. Like, this is not, it's not going to be fun.
That would be your chief corner and throwing a towel. I'd rather do that. You'd be like, you'd be like the dude with no soul. He said, no. I can't live all the way up to the bed. You said it wasn't mine. I told you that.
That's your Kentucky flavor for the month. You get the bulk.
Still fast milk.
You know which one's which? Unless he's like hiding it. I respect him a lot.
Rip them off.
Coach DeBoer begin with an opening statement, and then we'll take questions. Leave your hands up. We'll try to get to as many questions as possible. Coach, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, you bet. Just thought the guys did a good job just moving with some purpose and everything that they did. Got to the stadium and just the movement. I think it represented what they did this week, and it's one game, and we got to continue to sustain the intensity and the focus. I thought the guys did a good job playing from snap to whistle and doing it over and over again for 60 minutes. So, that was the challenge to the guys, and that's what we got to build on. So, I like that they really didn't feel like they looked at the scoreboard ever and just focused on being their best and bringing it. And also really like that they're happy for each other. They celebrated each other's successes, and I think that's what this team has. So just that chemistry coming out, and them appreciating the work that each guy puts in.
Thanks, Coach. Let's start on the left side here with Nick.
Yeah, Ty completed 17 consecutive passes. What stands out about what he was able to do there, and then also the decision to bring in Austin for that drive? What went into that?
Yeah, that's just Ty doing what he did. I just thought that the game was slower for him. He was just able to go through progressions. That first week to second week, that's what you needed to see. That's what you really needed to see out of Ty, and I'm proud of how he went to work. And there's some times when he scrambled this week where it just felt like he had it under control. It just saw the field, knew where guys were at, understood the situation, and then made the throw. And to get completions like that in 17 for 17, the guys got to make the catch too. They got to make those plays, and so just focused on making the fundamental play. And then I thought a lot of guys then made explosives after the catch, but they didn't get ahead of themselves. They just again, the game was slower for a lot of them. As far as the series early on with Austin getting in, it's just something we wanted to do. It wouldn't have mattered really who this week, next week, who we were playing. We just really got with the quarterbacks, and on Monday we shared with them, we want to get Austin in for a series. We want to be really intentional. There's a lot of competition going on at all spots, and I love what that brought out in all of those guys. I think it brought out another level of just work, and they stayed the course, and started with those guys. But we just let them know, and I thought Austin had a good week of practice. Ty had a great week of practice, especially as the week went on. And then it was good to see Keelan get out there too.
Jumping to the right side, let's go to Colin.
Hey, Keelan, did you see, increased fire or an increased vigor from your defense after, kind of in response to kind of the criticisms that they got last week?
Mm-hmm. I just think they did a better job of every guy pursuing to the ball. And so, that the week of practice was a good week, and it showed, and it carried over, and got off to a faster start than what we did last week, and that was what we needed to have. And so there's a lot to build off, and especially as the game went on today, having those takeaways, because that's a contagious thing. It doesn't matter who you're playing, it's just contagious, and they're just hunting the ball, and coming in and punching it loose, or putting your helmet on, on the ball carrier with another level of violence. And that was certainly something I saw in practice. So happy to see that to carry over.
Front left, Katie.
What did Kevin Riley show in practice this week to earn that starting spot? And then what did you see from him tonight in the running game and the pass game?
Yeah, I think from the running back position, it's a group effort, and we just liked that play with Kevin. And so that's how he got in there right away. But we obviously, I think he had quite on the stats in front of me. I think he had quite a few, maybe some of them, maybe most carries on the team. I'm not sure on that, but he's done a good job the last probably 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Middle of camp, he really kind of turned it up, and there's some things that he can do that are a little different than the rest of the group there. And so, like where he picks up his knees and runs hard, inside, outside, and got a little burst. Does a nice job catching the ball in the backfield. I think he's really picked up the understanding and responsibility when it comes to pass protection too.
Go to Charlie, front right.
Yeah, Coach, you had a couple freshmen in the starting lineup with London on the defense and Latsier on offense. Just what did you see in the lead up to this game from them, and what did you see from them today?
Yeah, London got some action last week, and then, just forced into more action, with Jeremiah and just kind of the rotation there with he and TK out. So I think offensively with Latsier, just loved what I saw. Maybe it wasn't offensive snaps last week, but on kickoff there was some things that Lottie was doing. Then he's had again build up, much like a lot of the younger guys. We talked about Kevin. He's done a good job here the last 2 or 3 weeks, really elevating his game and understanding what it takes. Saw it last week, on the football field. Had his way to make an impact on some kickoffs, and just you could see, there's a violence that he has. He got his opportunities. I really like the third down catch in their territory, going up and getting it. I think that's something he does really well. I've seen that quite a bit in practice. He plays bigger than he is, and got good catch radius, and guys have a lot of confidence going to him. I thought the bubble screen, and just there's details that I liked as well with ball security. I thought he was very intentional on taking care of the football. So, a good step for him with this game and the experience he got today.
Let's go to Alex up the middle on the left.
You seem to rotate a lot of guys in on the offensive line. What was the thought process with that, and how do you think it played out?
Yeah, just competition. Just competition, and we did that last year too, and it's just something that I think brings out the best in you, and I thought that was the case throughout the week of practice, and that's I think that led to better execution. I think there were some times still where we certainly got to be better. That drive that we had to kick the field goal, there were some things. I know we missed the throw down the sideline, but there were some things that they were too hard because we weren't executing at the level that we needed to. Just a little miss here and there, and ball could have been cut loose. Got a guy at your ankles, and they shouldn't be there. And so, again, just trying to bring out the best in all these guys, and just much like the quarterback competition, these other competitions, these guys are all. It's a healthy competition. They all are working and pushing each other.
Chase, back row on the right.
It seemed like y'all got out of this game pretty healthy, but did anybody get dinged up who might be, questionable to start practice this week?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think we did get through healthy for the most part, and so just hopefully, we'll see some of these guys getting back. Might have an update or two on Monday, but I think it'll probably be more midweek where we see, Ryan and Jam and TK and some of those guys and kind of see where they're at. But, yeah, I think you're right. I think we got through, for the most part, healthy.
Staying on the right side, we'll go to Joe in the front row.
Coach, just what does this performance tell you about your team and the way that they can respond to adversity?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the game is one thing. I think the response, whether it was on the plane ride or in the locker room last Saturday, and just really upset, just not happy, not, just obsessed with understanding that we have to be better and we can be better, and knowing that it only comes through just work. And they made their minds up at some point that led into Sunday, because by Sunday they were ready to roll and get on the football field, and that carried through the whole week of practice. And so the challenge now is, can you sustain it, and can you move forward and continue to take steps getting better and better. We have some upperclassmen, we got a lot of younger guys, as we've mentioned, and we have to just keep improving every single play, not just each week, but every single play.
Let's go to EG, second row on the right.
Coach, you just mentioned it, sustaining this success. What does it look like tangibly to do that, to keep that execution and energy going?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just everyone's just got to do their part, do their job, and just I think the guys are understanding that everyone's just counting on them. You're counting on the staff, but the staff is counting on them, and their teammates are counting on them to bring their best. And I wouldn't expect anything less. It's a high-character group. It's a group that has shown me all along, they really want it bad, and they're willing to sacrifice and make and have action that represents the goals that they have. Obviously, last week was a disappointment, but they moved forward, and now they got to continue to move forward going into next week as well.
All right, we got one last question, Jonathan, all the way back on the left.
Yeah, Coach, and just mentioning last week, how important do you think it was to come out in what was one of Alabama's most dominant wins in a really long time, to get that win and sort of flush last week.
Yeah, it's definitely important. I mean, that's all we could control was what we had in front of us, and you know, sucks to learn lessons or whatever you want to call it. It is what it is, but these guys did it. Now again, they got to do it again. They got to have the discipline to do it over and over and over again, and you know, just the resiliency is probably the thing that I'll take from them, because their response was not timid in any way. It was with power, it was with aggression, and with pride. And they were certainly, that took a hit last week. And, you know, again, all that was something that really came into play as far as, you know, what you saw tonight and how they responded.
Thank you, Coach.
Awesome, thanks.